Hi, my name is Samantha Gregory with RichSingleMama.com, and today I'm doing a very special interview with a good friend of mine. Her name is Karla Lawrence. She's an artist, but she's also a counselor, but that's kind of like not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about her art because she's an absolutely fantastic artist and someone that I really admire for her passion and her courage to be able to express herself in the way that feels right for her. And this is what I want to get across to you today is do what makes you happy. And so right now we're going to say hi to Karla and talk a little bit with her about what she does and how she got started with her painting and passion. Hi Karla, welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today on Rich Single Mama.
Thank you, Karla, for being here. I just have to say your art is phenomenal. Of course, we've known each other for a little while, and I knew you painted and everything, but when I saw the painting, I was like, wow, this is incredible. She didn't tell me all this. So I want my readers and my viewers to know that they can do anything they want to do, because I know when we talked about it before in our little support group, and yes, I have a support group, people, everybody needs one.
Yes.
You talked about wanting to do more painting, and you talked about how it makes you feel, and so I just want you to share with the viewers what sparked this interest in painting for you.
Oh, man. I've always been creative since I was a little squirt. And actually, it's funny, my parents wouldn't tell you this, but they're actually both creative, and so I know I get some of my my passion for being creative from them. My dad was very into photography, was always taking pictures when I was growing up, and my mom was very much into sort of fabric art, so sewing, knitting, crocheting, needlepoint. And so I sort of grew up as a dabbler. So I dabbled, in all of these different things. And actually, I experienced a time where I sort of just moved away from being creative. And I had sort of recently transitioned into my counseling work, maybe about 3 or so years into it. And I was feeling really burnt out. I didn't recognize that I was burnt out at the time, but I just knew I was just not really in a good space, and I couldn't figure out why was I struggling. And when I sat back and reflected, I realized it's because I hadn't been creating anything. Like I just hadn't been doing anything. And so it was at that point I realized, okay, Karla, being creative is not optional for you. It's something you need to do because it's a core part of who you are, and therefore it's a core part of your self-care. Once I sort of connected with the fact that I have to be creative and versus it's something that I could take or leave, I really became conscious about making sure that I incorporated creativity into my life in some capacity. Whether it was just journaling, which is something I've done on and off for my entire life, doing some drawing, some sketching, doing some crocheting. And so it actually wasn't until the end of 2011 that I discovered mixed media art sort of as a community and as a genre. And I was like, oh my gosh, I found my creative home. Like, that's what it felt like to me, because over the years, I've dabbled in everything from ceramics, painting and drawing and wood burning. And so I'd been collecting all of these different supplies for like my whole life. And so when I discovered the mixed media community, I was like, oh my gosh, like I can use all of these things I've been collecting and not even knowing that there's a community of people who like do lots of different things. You can use all of this stuff. And so it was really at that point, at the end of 2011, that I really started honing in and really uncovering, how do I like to be creative? Sort of what way of being creative speaks to me the most. And sort of what came out of that was I love painting and drawing faces. As part of my counseling work, and I think just me as a person, I'm really into sort of empowering women, encouragement, because I think there's so many obstacles that we have. I think there's so many negative messages that we're fed that I think it's sort of just developed as sort of a way for me to encourage myself. And so I just found this love of just painting and drawing these little faces. And as I was doing that, it was actually an art challenge in February of 2012 that I did, where it was 29 faces in 28 days, where the goal was to create a face every day and blog about it.
Wow.
And it was through that process that I actually sort of uncovered sort of my character started developing. The girls that I would draw and paint started developing. And it just really snowballed from there. And so I'm a mixed media artist, so I work in paper, acrylic paint, watercolor, pen, color pencil, you name it. I've done it, stamping and stencils, and I play. Like, that's what I do. And I think that the play and the fun that I have in the process comes through in the artwork, and I think that's what people enjoy.
That's so awesome. I love it. I was, as you were talking, and you initially said that it was all about at the point where you were burning out, but you didn't realize that's what was going on with you. And so I'd like to understand more about how this is a stress reliever for you, and the importance of finding something to help you have an outlet so that you can get past or through the burnout period and move into a place where you're just feeling a sense of calm and peace, because we need that.
Yeah, that's such a great question. The work that I do as a professional counselor, in addition to my art, I work with individuals and couples. The phrase I use is I'm the tool. So when I go into that space with my clients, I'm sort of using me and my emotions and being present with them. And so it's a work that sort of pulls out of me. And so with the art, and I love it. I love being present for people in that way. But in conjunction with that, I'm also an introvert. And so I recharge by being quiet, having alone time, just being able to be in my own space where people don't need anything from me. And so being able to be in that space and being able to create, it sort of feeds me back, because it's something that I do for me. And the beauty of it is that, other people enjoy it as well. I'm able to share that with them, but I'm not doing it for other people. And so it's something that if no one ever bought anything, I would still do, because it feeds me. And so it helps me with the burnout, because, when I'm sort of giving in my counseling work, that's energy going out. And when I'm creating, I'm putting the energy back in. And so it actually gives me the energy and the motivation to then be able to be my best, so that I can give that back to my clients. So so there's definitely this almost like this circular relationship, this sort of push and pull. I can't, if that makes any sense.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. And so, and particularly as women, because we're really great and terrible at giving out of our lack. Like we give so much, and we're burnt out, and we're running on empty. And so for those of you watching this, I want to encourage you, it's so important to find something, anything that feeds back into you. It could be that you prioritize getting your nails and your eyebrows done, every other week. It could be that you're going to get a massage. It could be that you're making sure that you're having a gab fest with your girlfriend, once a week, where you get to laugh and talk. Going on date night with your husband, where the goal is simply to have fun and not talk about work, not talk about the kids, but just to enjoy each other's company. And so for me, I found that in being creative, that's my space where I can play and experiment, and it's mine.
Excellent. Now, for moms who, of course, they have kids, can you explain the importance of encouraging their kids to be creative and to really use this as a medium to express themselves and to learn, how important that is, for their development too.
Absolutely. Um, Art is kids' language. Pictures, toys, blocks, they're very tactile and very visual. So that's how they actually learn to understand the world. I know for me, when I was in elementary school, I wasn't great at, math and English. Those just weren't my things. But let me go to gym class where I can be physically active, or let me go to music class or go to art class. It was a space where I felt like I was competent.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to express myself in a way successfully that I wasn't able to really do so well at that early stage in my other in other subjects. And so for kids, they, I think, come into the world without a sense of limits, without sort of knowing no. And I think allowing and encouraging them to sort of be creative, particularly for, I think, little boys who maybe don't have the sort of emotional language that little girls are more prone to understand, to develop, gives them a really great way to learn to express themselves emotionally, but without the necessity of words.
Right.
So I think, making sure, your kids at least have, coloring book and some crayons, some plain paper and some crayons, and again, the dollar store, again, if budget is an issue, they have great little simple things you can get at the dollar store that just gives them something they can use as an outlet. And I know all the video games and stuff are really big, but I would encourage, there's just something about when you pick up like a pen or a marker in your hand and you're able to put it to paper, that allows for, I think, an almost subconscious processing to occur that it's really hard to get with any other way of communicating. So I would definitely encourage that and demonstrate that that's important, that that's just as important as their math and as their English and their social studies, because it helps them to develop, I think, in a more rounded way, and to value beauty. It is the artists and the people who create that make this life look interesting.
Definitely.
And if your child has a gift in that area, allowing them to be able to experience creativity on a regular basis is a great way for them to come into themselves and to be able to know that it's okay for me to express myself visually. That sort of welcome in my home. Yeah.
That's fantastic. And I hate that so many schools have cut out the art programs and the music programs and the physical education programs, and because so many kids really do suffer, and they started medicating them because they don't have the outlet and they need it. But that's my other soapbox, thing. I definitely want our viewers to see some of your art, because I'm excited about it, because she is going to make me a nice set, a pendant set and some earrings from her artwork. Oh, it's going to be fabulous. I'm going to show you guys too. So
yes, I know. I'm so excited to get started working on this, Samantha. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
So I'm just going to share with you guys just a few pieces that I've done recently. So my first I'm going to show you, just because it's the season. I don't know, can you see it?
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Little snowman.
Yes.
I'm a snow girl.
Oh. The eyes are so expressive. Very expressive eyes. I love it.
That's my first little snow girl that I did, some seasonal art. That's, again, just been part of my process of development. And then I'll show you guys this little one too.
Aww.
This guy is called Bundled.
Oh, Bundles is so very nice.
So, little fall inspiration.
Yeah.
And then I'll share a couple of my inspirational art pieces, which actually when I started, I actually did a lot of art that had some images and some inspirational words, some affirmations
Mm-hmm.
attached. And I had been moving away from that a little bit and just doing more images without that. And I found that the words have been calling me back. And
Mm.
so um, these guys, and her words are very small, but
Oh.
so she's part of my inspirational message called Love Inside.
Mm-hmm.
And the words that she has on here are trust, love, honor, forgive, and know.
Oh, wow.
Um, and, you know, I mean, I think, again, those are just words that speak to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt like that's what she was trying to communicate.
Yes.
And then this young lady,
Oh.
you see her? There we go.
Oh, I love it.
Inside of your purpose. Just says you will find beauty when you live inside of your purpose. And I think, again, that's, right along with your core message too, Samantha,
Mm-hmm.
just about, as a woman, how can we be empowered? How can we learn to live inside of our purpose, and how can we really live from the space of our purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Because when we're aligned with who we are, not who we're trying to be, not who other people think we're supposed to be to them, but who we actually are, is the point to where we're really able to tap into what we're here to do.
Yes.
And that's when we're going to be able to have the biggest impact. So, not sort of waiting,
Mm-hmm.
not waiting, but allowing yourself opportunities to uncover, what am I here for? What am I meant to do? And how can I uncover my purpose so that I can share that with other people, so that I can live that way now?
Yes.
I really feel like there's no time like the present.
Definitely.
There's no time like the present. And so, those are just a few of, I think many more pieces to come
I believe it.
whatever is birthed in me.
Yes.
That I'll be excited to share with you all.
Oh gosh, that is so wonderful. I love it. And I knew I had to talk to you and bring you on to talk to all my viewers, because, I mean, you are an inspiring person to me. And so I just really know that they can be inspired too. They don't have to be artists. They don't have to be writers like I'm a writer, but they can do something, whether it's photography, whether it's just, using their bodies for dance or, movement of any kind, with anything, express yourself and just really be who you were meant to be, and don't worry about what other people are doing, what they're saying, what they think, because it doesn't matter as long as you're living a life that you're supposed to live and you're happy in it, or at least you're on your path to finding your happiness. That's so important. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I would like for people to know where they can find you and your art.
Well, you can find me at my main site, my blog, which is kmmsart.com. So it's kmmsart.com, and I have links to my Facebook page, which you can join. I have links to Pinterest and Flickr, where you can view my portfolio, and also follow my blog, where I share, what I've been up to creatively, new pieces, what's inspiring me, and so, yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Karla, for being on Rich Single Mama TV. You are definitely an inspiration. I'm going to have you back to show some more of your art, and also to encourage people to buy, because, I mean, you just never know. Their art is going to be so valuable in the coming years, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to see. And she's actually going to be at the conference that's coming up in October 2014, Free Your Mind, Free Your Money, by the Prosperous Woman Conference. I'm so excited to have her there to show some of her pieces that you can pick up, whether it's earrings, pendants, prints, or originals. The originals would be the best thing to pick up. But so look for more from Karla Lawrence, and she is a multimedia mixed media artist, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And she does art shows, in the DC area.
The DC metro area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're in that area, definitely go by, went to any art show, and she just might be there. You might be able to pick up some art from there. And so I thank you again, and I know that 2014 is going to be a phenomenal year for you, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it has in store.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. I'm so excited to be able to share with your audience just about what I do, and to offer them also just encouragement. Pursue your passion now. Don't wait, because you're needed. What you have that's unique to you is needed now. And
Definitely.
As soon as you're able to uncover that, there are going to be people that need that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Great.
Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
Looking forward to coming back and coming to the conference in October. That'll be awesome.
Yes. What a great way to start 2014, to have this message of freedom and finding your purpose. So take care, and we will see you again next time. This is Samantha Gregory with Rich Single Mama TV. Have a great day.